Hi, this is Brian McGeehan with Montana Angler, out here enjoying a beautiful early June day on the Madison River. This time of year, the Madison's one of our favorite locations to target. It's a blue ribbon classic river. It has everything you want in a Montana fishery. Great hatches, big water, big fish. And one of the nice things about this fishery is when other rivers are sometimes high and dirty, the Madison always has a few places where we can go and have a great day of fishing. One of the most important tips when you're fishing the Madison in early June is you really need to pay attention to finding fishable water. The great news about this system is we have 3 lakes: Hebgen Lake, Earthquake Lake, and Ennis Lake. These lakes slow the river down, they let that sediment settle, and on the backside of the lake you generally get clear water coming out. We happen to be in the lower Madison right now, and you can see we've got perfect water clarity and some great fishing to be had. Further up the river at this moment, some of the smaller tributaries are blowing in a lot of sediment and the river can be high and dirty. If you continue up the river, once again, you get closer to some of those lake systems and you get improved water clarity. So paying attention to what the air temperatures are doing. If it's a really, really hot day in early June, we're gonna expect a lot of those tributaries to blow in a lot of sediment. If it's a cold day, they're gonna drop and you might be able to fish the whole river from top to bottom. Once you're out on the river fishing, your next step is to find the fish. In early June, our water temperatures are still on the cool side. Some of those classic locations where you find them in July and August, those fast riffly runs, that's not where you're gonna find the fish this time of year. Trout are going to prefer slightly slower moving water where they can rest and burn less calories. Look for the nice inside corners as the river bends. Look for some of that slow water behind the big rocks. This is where you're gonna find your early June trout. A third tip when you're fishing the Madison and actually many other rivers in early June is you need to really target putting your flies right to the fish. Again, those fish are going to be highly concentrated. This cooler water temperature from the melting snow is going to suppress the trout metabolism. That means they don't move really far for your flies. You need to put the flies right to the fish. If you're nymph fishing, pay attention to your weights. Throw extra weight if you're not getting close to the bottom. Make sure you're fishing in those locations where the trout are. Sometimes you need to get those flies within a foot on either side of the fish to have some success. Final tip for fishing in early June is your fly selection. Generally, with those higher flows, we're gonna have some turbidity at times, and we wanna maybe upsize our flies a little bit. The trout aren't super leader shy, and they're looking for a big meal. Often there's not a dominant hatch. If we go with large girdle bugs, they're gonna eat worms if the river's on the rise, so San Juan worm patterns can be quite effective. We can fish small bait fish patterns like sculpins, but those larger flies, they will entice the fish to move a little further, and they're gonna also be more visible if you do have a little bit of color in the water. Some folks write off fishing in early June in Montana thinking that as that snow melts, those rivers are high, that fishing won't be good. That's actually the furthest thing from the truth. We've got great fishing here on the Madison thanks to the dams and the lakes that we have that protect our flows. Give it a shot, you might be surprised.